Welcome to Okmulgee, Oklahoma. This building right here, I don't know if you know, Res Dogs was filmed in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and all kinds of other places around Oklahoma. But we were featured in episode 3 of the first season, and they were walking around right here, and then right in front of here, and then they sat and they were over here for the scene where they're sitting at the car wash. We have the car wash over here and everything. So there's all kinds of stuff. We're in a small town, Okmulgee, Oklahoma. But they were sitting over here, and you can see the picture I post from them sitting here with the front of the store and everything. But lots changed. I've been here for 21 years, and a lot has changed. You know, when I opened up, I bought this the big building right here. I bought first 21 years ago. And everyone told me, oh, you won't make it 6 months. So I did, and I'm still here, but everyone's gone. And here's one of my new neighbors. And then Janelle is still here, and everyone else is gone. Car wash is still here, but it's a different owner. And we have the new jail behind us right here, federal jail. And then, let's see, we look over here. And this building here, they had the drug court in here. A few years back, someone bought it. They took the windows out, put a few cars in there, a few Mustangs, and I'm not sure what the other car was they put in there. But they put another car in there and everything. And then I was going to buy that building. The funny thing about that building is it needs a lot of work now. The windows have fallen out and everything. And hi, Darren. Glad you joined. Hi, Richard Dixon. Glad you joined. And Pogo, how you doing? And Roller, glad to see you. Glad everyone's joining up and everything. But this building up here on that 4th floor, this building was here from the 1920s. And up in the middle there, it has a hi Chip, how you doing? And then, but it has. It used to have, they probably, since they've done the remodeling and everything, this is where Prohibition, they had the Prohibition, and they would all have the secret dance club up there, and people would drink their alcohol and everything, and they have the little peephole in the door up there, so you could come in and get your alcohol when you weren't supposed to, and everything. And this here, when I moved here, was Creoaks. Then Creoaks moved, they bought the bowling alley, which me and my friend were actually going to buy and do us a little convention center thing. That fell out because they were already in the works of buying it, so they bought it and moved over there. And then someone else moved into this and made it a home for a while, but now that's just a whole bunch of attorneys in there, one there and then 2 more on the other side and everything. And then this building here on the corner was empty when I first got here, but now it's been used for the furniture guy, Neil's. He uses it for storage and everything else. Then down here in the corner here, we got the courthouse right around there and everything. And then we got the county jail down here. But when I came to work down here, it was lit up like a Christmas tree. You can see on my other videos where someone hit something. We're not sure what it was, what happened and everything, but there was fire trucks, police cars, and everything all over when I came to work. And then over here where the paper is, we got cars all over when I want to go do this. Normally there's no one driving by and everything, but now there is. So we got, the paper was moved here, but now the paper, it used to be downtown, and that was the police department and everything. How y'all doing? Glad you're all joining and everything. Hopefully you'll stick around and listen to my boring stories. But there's the rest of the federal prison over there and everything, the library. And there's downtown Okmulgee. Down here used to be a furniture store, big old furniture store. They built a big one down the way and everything. So pretty much, you know, like I said, everyone said, oh, you won't be here for very long, you know, 6 months and everything. 21 years, I'm still here. There's my building. Got a lot of work to do to it, but I'm working on it. I bought that small building about 9 years ago and everything. So figure I'd just take you down the walk of the downtown and show you some of it down here. This right here, this used to be Copy Depot, that big building right there. That was, they retired about 10 years ago. Someone bought it. They lived in it for a while. But the city said, no, you guys can't live in the storefronts, you know. You got to at least live in the apartments and everything. So the person that lived there had to move out of there, and they sold it and everything. And there's Okmulgee's finest right there. And we did they had that up there. They started working on it, but it's so much money to redo these buildings that a lot of them just sit anymore. It's crazy how many of them sit. And then this one here, this guy has so much money though and everything, so they redid it. And of course the state is now renting it and everything, so they're making even more money. Oaks has been here for ever and everything. But yeah, we had multiple fire trucks, police cars, and everything else down here. It was crazy, all the stuff going on. Down here on the corner, it's there used to be the flower shop down here, but they bought it, and I guess they just went out of business, and now it's just for rent and everything. But this building right here was one of the first thrift stores I went into. Bill used to own it. He passed away from cancer about 5 years after I moved here, I think it was. But this building has had a lot of work done to it because the OSU University, Oklahoma State University, bought this building, and they're turning it into apartments for their students and everything. So let's see, we got comments. Encourage your viewers to share. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing and everything. But then back here, oh, it's up here. This building here, me and a friend wanted to buy and everything, but he bought it and I didn't and everything, because what happened is it was for sale, and he had this one for his auction store, but he ended up buying that one. I'm glad he did though, because he's put a lot of money and a lot of work in that building, and I'm too tired, and if I'd known my health wasn't going to do like it was, I'm glad I didn't do that. This one here used to be the Salvation Army. They've redone that whole thing, and now it's the Farm Service Agency. Then we have Deep Fork. There's not a lot of retail left downtown. It's all kind of died out and everything. Got the church and everything down there, and church is over here. Coleman's Burgers is a good place to eat though. If you want some good food, they got great burgers and everything. And we got Kirby's down here. They got some good food too. And then there's the Tavern 56, which is pretty much the bar of the town where everyone goes if they're going to hang out and everything. So we got all kinds of things going on. It's a little cold down here right now, so I'm stuttering and walking down and showing you all the. But that building there, when they sold it, it had no windows in it. It was all messed up. But man, it's looking good now. But they paid a fortune for that building and everything. And they put a fortune into it. But when you got that U.S. grant money, you can do that, you know, and everything. So, and this is Kirby's. They got some good food down here. Always good if you want to get it and everything. And we got the square down here. And what's funny is we used to have the pecan festival they set up down at the end of the block there and everything. And the only problem is they don't do that anymore, because the last pecan festival, someone decided to steal a $7,000 copper wire off of the ride that was the plug-in, and they had to special order it. So they said no, and then it rained that weekend and everything, so they lost their money and everything. So they decided they were never coming back again. So we lost that because of some greedy people stealing some wires. But you know, I think that goes on just about everywhere you live. And then on the side of this building, we got a mural over here. I think I'm just going to go show you over here. We got a little sitting area and everything. It's a lot nicer when it's not so cold and everything. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and ask and everything. I'll try to do my best to answer them and everything. I'm just trying to keep up with everything. But down here we have the mural. It used to be the pecan pie on there because we had the pecan festival, because pecans around here in Oklahoma are a big thing. People love their pecans. And they've done some work around here. My friend used to have a little hot dog shop back here and everything, but now this has been turned into a gaming store where you can go play Magic and Pokemon and all kinds of tournaments and everything. This is the back door, and they've done a really good job of fixing this up, I would say, and everything. You used to just go in there and you can get your hot dogs and chili cheese fries and all that stuff and everything. But as you can see, they got Magic the Gathering dungeons on there and everything. They're still cleaning up back here. It looks good. They're doing a great job. You know, it's just a lot of hard work when you clean up these old buildings. The fountain's empty right now, but we have a lot of festivals and things to hang out around here. We're actually in the back alley of it. But I just wanted to show you that because they're actually a really cool gaming place and everything. Maybe someday I'll take you a walk down the next street and show you the other side of it and everything. But yeah, it's a small town. We used to have, when I moved here, there was about 13,000 people in this town, and we're down to about 11,000 now. And I don't understand how it keeps going down and everything. I guess people are just moving out of the small towns, don't want to be here anymore, which I could understand that. And then we got our greetings from Okmulgee sign over there. I don't know what that building is. And my friend used to own this over here and everything. They've done a lot of work to that building and everything. There's been a lot of work going on downtown, but a lot of it never get finished. You know, man, if I had the time, I would like to check into some grants and stuff. That looks like my daughter's house right there. If you look at the videos, go back. She has a blue one that she's standing next to when she's 10 years old. She is now 19 years old now, and it sits in storage because she, you know, she's a big girl. She don't do that and everything. So that's all that kind of stuff. And we're going down to the square because I want to show you the council house down here in Okmulgee and everything. I don't know how many of you are actually interested in all this, but I figured I'd just go around and show you how everything, all our festivals, car shows, everything we have going on down here, it happens down here. This is the front of the tavern. Got a nice little hangout there and everything. It's all kind of quiet though because we're freezing real bad out here today. And we're in Oklahoma, so, you know, if it gets cold, below 40, we're freezing. Y'all are like, that ain't nothing, man. We're in 0 below. My friend lives over in Canada. He's always like telling me how cold it is in the tundra. And I'm like, you can have it. But this is the Creek Council House. They've done a lot of work to that since I moved here. Been here 22 years, 23 years, something like that. Bought my store 21 years ago and everything. They filmed, recently they filmed another movie over here. And they redid all this, put dirt roads in and everything. It was about a woman in an oil field or something. I haven't watched it, Sarah something and everything. But then we got the, used to have the music store over here. Strauss has been here forever, since 1939, so they've been here longer than me, that's for sure. And this middle building has always been boarded up. I don't know, I guess Creek uses it for storage or something and everything. And this last one was Catman Joe's, where they hang out for all the popular kids and all that, and have bands and all that would hang out and everything. At one time I was going to buy that building, but they had to do so much work to that building too that I passed on it again, which is a good thing because who can afford to do all that work anyway? And so if we go right around here, I should have taken you the other way, and now I can show you the other downtown. So we'll go the other way, and then we'll go around the whole nook of where everyone hangs out. When we got Halloween, the kids will get out here and they'll do their trunk or treat and everything. We have car shows out here. We have little festivals where they hang out and all that and everything. And then when they have the farmers market right down here downtown, they redid all this so they can set up and everything. So that's pretty cool, you know. But we have a good time in the small town sometimes. But then we're like only 35 miles from Tulsa, so we can go and do also big town stuff too, or drive an hour to, well, it's about an hour and a half to Oklahoma City. But yeah, there's that building here, the tavern, and then we got Joe's Italian right here and everything. And that one, there used to be like a pharmacy here and a big old fancy store, the dowry and everything, where everything was expensive. I don't even know how they made any money. But they closed up and retired, and then the pharmacy closed up, and now we have a bin store in there. They seem to be doing good. They're still open, but they're not open today on this cold day and everything because they are only open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then we have the fitness place, which used to be a cafe. So there's been a lot of changes go on since I moved here and everything. I mean, there's been a lot of changes. A lot of buildings were empty for years and years and years, but it's starting to boom back up and people are starting to do stuff and everything. But the price of the buildings and the repairs have just gone through the roof and everything. Friend John owned this theater right here. It's the only theater in town, and he passed away last year. He was a good guy, nice guy and everything. And then right down here is the front of that gaming store and everything. I'm not going to walk down there because it's too cold today. But then we got all this. It's kind of empty again. People retire out. You know, I used to think, why do all these thrift stores go out and everything? And now that I'm getting old and everything, I'm starting to realize it's because when your health goes, it goes and you can't do it. You know, my store has gotten out of control because my health over the last few years has gone down, and I hired people to help me. So that was a really cool thrift store right there. No, that was I'm not sure what that was. I think it was a flooring store actually. And there was a thrift store right there next to it. And then there's a doctor's office right here now. And so pretty much all that's pretty much empty. And then we got the radio station over here in the corner. And this big old building here was John's dream to redo and bring it back to its old heyday and he just never got it going and everything. And sadly, when he passed away, I don't know what happened to it. It's just sitting there now. But he wanted to put a restaurant in there and bring it back to life and everything. It's the biggest building in Okmulgee. That's our skyscraper of Okmulgee, I guess you'd say. And here is the radio station. Like I said, there's the radio station. And see this police station down here? If you look down straight to your right behind the radio station, that's the police station. That's where the paper used to be. So they got a really small building compared to what they had and everything. So I need to come down and see what's going on in here and everything with John's old building. But they had the Sarah's something. I don't remember what the movie was. I should have looked that up before I came. But here's the front of the Creek Council House. And everyone, like I said, they have all the events here. We have all kinds of things going on all the time during the summer. During the winter, not so much. But they had put dirt down this road and covered it all in dirt and everything. And they had to clean all that up after the filming. They had all their antique stuff out here to make it look like the 1900s, you know, back in the 1910, 1920 and all that and everything. And at one time, I don't know if my friend still owns this, but he bought this. And I'm not trying to offend everyone, but it don't happen anymore around here, but who knows, in the backwoods and everything. But on that top floor used to be the KKK and everything. They actually have the cloak closet and everything. It's kind of eerie just to go in there. And if you actually look here, you see that gate right there? There's an apartment down there where I don't know who it was. There was a rich family. They had a guy that was part of the family, and he lived down in that apartment. He never came out. And if you go to the side of it, everyone always talks about the tunnels under Okmulgee. But if you go to the side, it's actually down here. It's barricaded off where you can't get into the tunnels anymore. But yeah, he used to live down there, and they just hid him away from everyone. I don't know what the deal was, but there's a big old fireplace that's like 8 foot long in there in that living room. Because like I said, my friend owned this building for a while. I don't know if he still does and everything. He kind of skipped town and everything, but they were going to put like a meat shop in there and everything. And if you go in the back there, there's a little nook in between all these buildings where you can hang out on a little patio and everything. You know. So we used to hang out and drink beer up there and stuff. And then, but yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff that was still originally left in here when they bought the building and everything. And back in the day, they used to have that over there as Ike's and everything. But they quit the restaurant business and have gone into real estate sales and everything. So you know how that goes. You know, they just quit doing it. But I guess they went where the money was. But I thought you'd make a lot of money with food. But sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But I don't know how that deal went. But for some reason, they couldn't get it right, I guess. And then they had a hot dog shop they were going to put in here, but they never did. And there's where the main street for Okmulgee was. There's Funky Blessings. We got thrift store down there. There's all kinds of other goodies. Just waiting for some traffic before I cross the street. This is the old Mayberry Bank and everything. And I'll go show you why I didn't buy this building over here, this old Catman Joe's, as soon as I wait for this traffic to get across. Let's see here. Yep. And then we're going to get across this road real quick. Get out of everyone's way so we don't get hit. But my friend, when he did the inspection on it, he said, don't buy that building. It's collapsing in the back. So you see all that nice marble they had on that building? They had to take all that off and lift that building and support it so it didn't collapse and everything. So that marble didn't fall off and everything. What's funny is my neighbor has a whole bunch of that marble sitting in the back lot from this building and everything. And they were supposed to come get it when he sold the building. And it's still sitting in that back lot and everything. So, you know how that goes. This is one thing at a time. Just keep up with it. And here's another one of the bigger buildings. I think that's about the other biggest building in Okmulgee. We had a mayor in this town that was actually doing the finances for that building, that company, and some other stuff. And he's sitting in our jail right now for embezzlement. I'm not sure how many hundreds of $1,000s. But then he tried to say it was, oops, I used the wrong credit card. I don't know how that goes, where you can use the wrong credit card for that kind of money, $100,000. Oops, I used the wrong credit card to buy something. What were you buying for $100,000 that you didn't notice that you were using the wrong card? So, you know, makes you wonder everything. So, looks like they're redoing the windows up there. They got no windows up there. That's got to be colder than cold up there right now. But there's our China buffet and some other stuff. It's a little bit more dead down here again. But the businesses come and go because it's just so hard to keep going because it costs so much to redo these buildings. Now, I'm not sure what's with the umbrellas right now out here, but it's kind of cool. Someone did a little art thing with the umbrellas out there, hanging up in the air. I don't know if you can see them. I don't want to rock across this road and someone, oh, you know. Well, yeah, it's kind of a little neat thing. They put the umbrellas hanging up there. I think that's pretty cool and everything. But this used to be an electric lighting company and everything. They sold that off, redid that all and everything. This building over here, it caught fire and burnt, and instead of taking the middle section out, they just did that to make it into a little parking area. Kind of cool and everything. But this is our laundromat, right? This right here was my friend's place. He had that. There's a couple of apartments and stuff like that, but now it's just sitting in storage again. And then we got our laundromat and everything. And here is Roses and Lace, which is kind of funny, you know, as expensive as real estate is now. They bought that building for, I want to say, $6,800. I'm sure they spent a fortune trying to redo it and everything, but it looks a lot nicer than it did and everything. And then we got the old pawn shop that's never open anymore, practically. Well, it looks like it might actually be open today. Crazy. Everyone always tells me it's never open. I'm always at work, so I don't know. Should be at work right now, but I'm just out here showing you guys the town. This here is another building I almost bought, but look at all that work up there. Look at all that. I'm just glad I didn't buy it. Because we went up and looked at it, and you know, I'm going to tell you a funny story about this building here and everything, because the upstairs is really hard to do anything with, because there's a little building back there's another one here and everything. At that time, I think it was $89,000 for this building. That was years ago. But if you look at these metal hooks right there, you see them? There's a cable going from one end of the building to the other, holding this building together. That's why I did not buy this building and everything, because you see those spots up there? There's cables running across there, right across the floors. So you really can't even open them apartments up there unless you redo the whole foundation and get it stabilized and everything. There used to be Baker's Rental, and they used to take the rentals in there, and there used to be a hair shop there. But all that has gone away and everything. So you know how that goes. It's just things change. It's sad. My friend used to own this. This was a donut shop, but he had a lot of health issues and everything. And they've done a lot of work to it, but they still need a lot of work to it. And he remodeled and everything, but the problem was he did the remodel, and he got that big old loan and everything, and his health issues got him. Diabetes will mess you up and everything. And it slowed him down, and he lost the building and everything. We went through a rough time around here, and he owed so much money on it, it wasn't even funny, like $60,000, and they sold it for, well, he was telling me like $6,000. And that just breaks my heart, because I could have bought it for that price and everything. But he lost his legs to diabetes, and then he lost some other stuff for cancer and everything else. And then one day he just didn't wake up. And he was only 5 years older than me. And he died when he was like 55. I'm going to be 52 this year, so it's kind of scary. And then when I first moved here, they had the food store right there, and then they had some other stuff here with discounts and all that and everything. There's apartments up there and everything. But that building is one expensive building and everything. And then we have like all kinds of other stuff down here. So, yep, that's our town. You know, we got the Ford dealership that used to be down here. It's been turned into apartments and everything. The bar that never gets any business. I had a chance to buy that for about $6,000. The only problem is, if it's $6,000, what do I have to do to get it working again? How much money am I going to have to put up? And there's where I used to get my hair cut, but I just shave my head anymore when I can. I got some vandals throwing some damn rocks through some glass again. People just don't have the consideration of stuff. They were doing some cool stuff in this building for a while there. I just don't know whatever happened to it. But I know that when you run out of money, you run out of money, because that's why my building's sitting like it is. I've got so much work to do to it. That's why I sit here, and hopefully maybe someday y'all will start watching my stuff, so maybe I can make a little bit of money even. If not, I'm still having a good time just showing you around. See there? That looks pretty cool in there. Got some stairs up there and everything. But you can't really see through that glass and everything. And then that right there used to be the parking lot for the Ford dealership, and there's another one down there, and then but it's been turned into all apartments and everything. But yeah, I've actually thought about buying many of these buildings and everything and just getting rid of mine, but I'm glad I stayed where I did and everything, because there's a lot of work to be done to a lot of these buildings. You know, older buildings in older towns it's harder to keep track of and keep working with them. So I hope you enjoyed my tour of the town and everything. I'm going to walk back now, maybe take the next road over, show you some of the stuff over there and everything, and then I'm going to head back to the shop, and then we're going to call it a day because it's getting cold out here and everything. And then but yeah, that's our small town. That's some of it and everything. That's just our main street, you know, just showing you some of that. But yeah, we've had some crazy stuff go on down here with the murders and killings and shootings and everything. They call it Little Chicago down here anymore and everything. I just stay away from a lot of that crap, but you never know what's going to happen, so you just got to be safe and be careful. Here's our parking lot from another building that burnt down and everything. It's crazy how many buildings we've had burned down. And then they put in an exercise center for all the kids to play. OSU did that and everything. And then for some of the people at the school to exercise. So that's pretty cool. And if you look up there, you see that big building. That's John's back of John's building right there, the one that he wanted to redo and bring back up to its life again, bring life back to it, you know. But you know, as we all do, we never have the money we want to do the stuff we want to do. We just hope for the best and do what we can. I've got a lot of things I'd love to do to my building. I've tried to get a hold of different agencies to see if I could like have them help me with it, and then let them use the buildings for homeless shelters and reintegration for jails and stuff like that. No one will call me back, so kind of giving up on all that. And this used to be the Ace Hardware years ago and everything. We're going out to the backside now. As I walk back up, I'm going to go through the backside, I guess. And we got the locks and Dollar General, which is nothing fancy over here and everything. There's the back of the pawn shop. Well, we got a lot of things that, you know, it's just a lot of work keeping up with all this stuff. But whoever's doing this done a good job, had a lot of money to spend, I guess, and everything. But if you can get the grants, you can get the money. And there's some of the back roads there. And this right here, this building right here that I'm getting ready to show you as soon as I get up here and everything. This building right here, the one I showed you where my friend had the auction and everything, this is where he had the auction. For the first half of the bricks was auction. The other half of that, when I moved here, was all just empty storage. Someone had a thrift store or something, and they just closed it up. And they spent millions on this. This is OSU's dormitory and other things. And they spent millions on this place. What's sad about it is I could have bought this building, the first half, for $40,000. Yeah, from what I understand, when they bought it from because the lady bought it, she was going to put a internet cafe in there, and she didn't because of the money and everything. It's money in small town just isn't there at half the time, and everyone keeps telling me to go to the internet. But I like dealing with my customers face to face. I like having a good time with that. But I could have bought that for $40,000, and they paid her $250,000, and then I think they paid $250 for that. That's not for sure on the prices, but it's pretty close, I'm sure of it. So I hope y'all enjoyed my tour of Okmulgee. There's the other half of that big old building. Stuff up there to rent is pretty expensive there and everything. When you got apartments for $1,000, that's crazy in Okmulgee. But houses now are going so dang high anymore in Okmulgee. I remember when I moved here, you could rent a 2-bedroom house for $250 a month. Now, if you can find one for $1,000 for a 2-bedroom, you're doing pretty good. Yeah, it's probably between $900 and $1,000 for a 2-bedroom. 3 bedrooms are between $1,200 and $1,500. And we're in a small town of Okmulgee. Like I said, we got, and they're not really nice places either, you know, because people tear up stuff. I don't want to redo the apartments every time someone moves out of them and everything. You got the post office down there and everything. The old police station before they moved over to the old papers down here. OSU bought that too and turned it into a OSU Medical Center. There's our post office over there. There's the Budget Inn back there in the corner, if you can see it. Not a very good place to be. A lot of overdoses and everything happen over there. I remember one lady OD'd over there, and they just left her to die. They just left. Acted like they didn't even know she was there. You know, people do that all the time because they don't want to get in trouble. You know, it's crazy. I think someone called the cops and they all disappeared. I don't know. It's just a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm pretty sure parts of it is. But the old police station used to be right here. A friend of mine owned this building over here. It's from, you see where that tan is and everything? All that tan. All the way down to that other tan well, it wasn't that nice when he sold it, but he sold all that for $270,000. That's half of it redone. But the people that bought it, supposedly, I guess they were trying to burn it down after they got it so they could get the insurance money. And then they tried to claim it off of his insurance. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy how that goes and everything. But, and I didn't believe that until I talked to the realtor I had for my building, because I never sold it, though, because no one has money, you know, and everything. But he gave that away. He could have got $500,000 for that in the condition it was. But now they've done so much work, you'll never touch that for $500,000 now. But there's apartments all over. There's storefronts. I mean, it's a cool place. But it's a lot of work and a lot of money to keep up and everything. I think Creek Nation might own that now. I don't know. It says Native Fusion, so I'm going to go with probably something like that. And there's the old bank and everything. And so I just want to thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed my tour of Okmulgee, Oklahoma and everything. Now that I'm getting ready to end, more people are jumping on. So I don't know why my fingers are starting to freeze. There's the high school over there. Back in the corner past that church, you can see the high school back there. Barely. And everything. And you can see the backside of Kirby's Cafe and the tavern, and we're all in the Nook again. Just walking in a circle. Don't even realize it. Love the old painting on the side of this building. If you see it, it actually has the old saver for the stamps and everything. Save this and that. One of them has, like, remember the old stamps and everything? That's on the side of some of the buildings and everything. But the paint has come off so bad. They're not like they used to be. And everything. Not much. And then we got Harvest Bank, which is nothing special. Walmart owns that and everything. And then we're back to Coleman Burgers. So we're going to call it a day. And y'all have a great one and stay safe. And figure out how to do this now. How do I turn this off? What's up? Well, I thought you were asking me a question.
I thought you were Justin.
Oh, no.
Now you're a guy now.
I thought you were talking to me. I wasn't sure. You have a great day.
I just wasn't sure if you were serious. You look like a friend of mine.
Yeah. I think it's time to go get inside and get warm. My fingers are turning red.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Now, okay. I don't remember how to end this now. Let's see here. I guess we're going to wait till we get to the store, I guess, because we're going to show you the back alleyway, I guess, and everything, since everyone's jumping on here. There's the school there, or not school, I'm sorry. That is the church there and everything. And like I was telling you about, there's the back of all them buildings. See how they look on the back? Not as pretty on the back, but they look a lot better than they used to. But all the way from that gray, John owns all that. Must be lucky, but Daddy had it all and everything, so he got lucky with that. He's a good guy, though, and everything. Not bad. And everything. They take care of a lot of people. They help with a lot of stuff. But this building back here is the one that my friend cleared out. They had so much stuff in there and everything, and they were like, we need it all cleared out in one day. And I'm like, I can't do it in one day. And they said, well, it has to be done in one day. I said, well, even if you had people with 10 trailers and 25 people unloading them, you'll never get that building cleared out in one day. It took us 4 days. We got it cleared out, but we had like 1,000 cinder blocks and all kinds of materials and everything. But it was a good deal. It worked out because all we had to do was haul it next door and then put it up for sale, so that worked out. Eddie's probably about 85 now, so he's retired. He don't really do much construction anymore, so he sold that half off. Church bought it, and they're getting ready to do that. And then we're back to square one. So there you go. So y'all have a great day and stay safe. So I appreciate everyone that joined in. Follow me and I'll follow you. Y'all have a great day.